Hello and welcome to this episode of Community Connections, airing right here on OROMIA11. Today we are connecting specifically to voting and the opportunity that it gives you to cast your ballot and name somebody in our community that will help us do better from a civic leadership standpoint. We're going to talk about where you can vote, the languages being offered, and a few changes taking place across the state of Minnesota regarding voting in this special election. This is going to be a good episode you won't want to miss. Now, for some of you probably sitting at home wondering, you're trying to figure out what is taking place as far as the election goes. Currently, we have a president, we have a governor, we have so many other things put in place. This is known as the special election. Special elections are used to fill vacant offices or decide ballot questions. They can be scheduled at various times during the year and may be held in conjunction with a regularly scheduled election. The following statutes govern special elections: federal, state, and county offices, as well as city and town offices and questions, school district offices and questions. Now, many people across the state of Minnesota won't be casting their vote because special elections don't take place everywhere, only when vacancies required to be filled throughout the year. So if you are in a specific county and you're saying to yourself, we're not voting currently, that's because you guys probably have no vacancies at this time. Now, if you are interested in voting, the first day for you to early vote was taking place Friday, September 19th of 2025. And then if you are waiting up until the last day to vote, you will be able to vote early vote early in person Monday, November 3rd. Election day will be November 4th, 2025. Now, if you are interested in heading to the polls physically or to drop off your ballot in person, polling places are usually open from 7 a.m. to about 8 p.m. Also, this is an important note for people that are saying 8 p.m. is really tough for me to try and navigate, whether it's traffic or your own personal schedules. But as long as you are in line, according to the City of Minneapolis website, by 8 p.m. you can vote even if you do not reach to the front of the line until after 8 p.m. Your vote will still be accepted and or counted. Now, as far as somebody that may not be a first language English speaker, this is a point that you probably will want to benefit from. All polling places are offering voter language access. This is taking place through state elections, and you will have instructions now available in all polling places on election day in 3 of the most popular non-English languages within the state of Minnesota. Currently, for us here in the great state of Minnesota, those languages are as follows: Spanish, Hmong, and Somali. So if these are one of your native tongues or you feel more comfortable filling out documentation in this language, please make sure that you speak to someone at your polling place so that they can take care of you and make sure that you have the proper ballot in one of those 3 languages mentioned. Now, if you are curious about how to vote, in these 3 languages, there are going to be posters posted in all polling places for you to use while you're there to cast your ballot, as well as a translation notice will also be posted in those 3 languages, indicating the availability of these instructions. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, I have voted before, but it's been a while, or I am a first-time voter. Well, this point of the show is just for you. Do I need to bring my identification? Now, if your voter registration is current and active, this means you do not need to bring an ID. This also means you were successfully registered at least 21 days before Election Day, and you have not moved and or changed your name since then. You will still be listed as an active voter. Now, if you need to register or update your information and you have not voted in 4 years or more, I'm going to say that again. If you have not registered or updated your registration and you have not voted in 4 years or more, you will need to show proof of residence before you vote. Now, those things can take place in two different ways. Either you bringing in a piece of mail that shows your current address and things line up with the documentation or the identification card that you have with you, or you need someone in person, preferably a neighbor or someone that lives in the home with you that can vouch for you that you are registered and resident of the ID and or address that is located on your ID. Now, if you realize anytime from September 19th to November 4th, you're saying, hey, I work 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Those aren't ideal times for me to cast my ballot. And I'm never able to actually get away to take care of this civic duty. Please note that there have been some legal changes here in the state of Minnesota that are allowing you to vote while you are on the clock. According to the Minnesota State Department website regarding voting, you have a right to take off time from work to vote without losing your pay, your personal leave, or vacation time. Simply that's saying nobody can cut your hours or dock your pay. No one can tell you you need to offer up leave, sick time, FMLA, or vacation for you to go cast your vote. You will be paid by your employer for the time that you need to vote. And then if it falls within your scheduled work time, your employer cannot require you to use any of those personal leave and or vacation like we mentioned before, and you are able to take as much time as you need to go and then return back to work. I know sometimes we get in there and we're checking off the ballot and it just feels like so much is going on that you can't kind of slow your mind down. And some of the questions or even some of the names you're looking at may not sound familiar. So make sure that you are taking your time, going through your ballot, reading your questions thoroughly, and then circling the indicated spots for who you are casting your ballot for. Also, your employer cannot directly or indirectly refuse, limit, or interfere with your right to cast your vote, including what time you choose to vote. So if you choose to go at the top of the day, at the middle of the day, or at the end of the day, hopefully it is between the hours of 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. And if you are there and you have not made it to the front, please stay there so you can cast your vote. It will still be counted and you will not be rushed. Your employer can ask that you all tell them when you will be gone and ask that employees coordinate their absences to minimize workplace disruptions. You also have the right to call time off work to vote in all state and federal elections and in all regularly scheduled local elections, which is very important because, as we all know, local elections affect us right here in our very own communities and our very own backyards, our school systems, and those that are connected to us and around us. So we want to make sure that we are not only getting on websites like vote411.org, the city of Minneapolis, and or the state department website also will provide you with all the information that you need to know, such as when you can vote, what you need to bring, a poll find locator is also available. You can put in your address and figure out if you're off, if the site that you are able to cast your vote has moved, or if you are in the same spot that you probably cast your vote in 2 to 4 years ago. Now, if you have more questions or concerns, please make sure that you are going in and speaking to the staff there, the people that are there helping at the polls. So many of them are community members and neighbors to you and I, and they are able to answer questions. They're also able to accommodate people that are dealing with accessibility issues because as we discussed last year, curbside voting is also available for people that struggle with their mobility or don't feel that they can stand in a ballot box and cast their vote. Now, if you have more questions or concerns outside of this and the information that we have shared today, please make sure that you reach out to the proper channels before November 4th at 8 p.m. so that your vote is counted and you get the information that you need so that you're able to do your civic duty. As always, this has been Community Connections, airing right here on OROMIA11, and I am your host, Anna Orr. I look forward to connecting again with you in the near future.
Magaalaa bareedduu Minneapolis keessa jiraattanii yookiin gara magaalaa bareedduu tanaa dhufuudhaaf karoora qabdanii as dhuftanii dhimmoota akka rooba cabbii hamaa, haala qilleensa hamaa, rakkoo nageenya hawaasaa, bu'uuraalee misooma gurguddaa fi dhiibbaa qophiilee adda addaa magaalaa Minneapolis ilaalchisee odeeffannoowwan argachuudhaaf rakkattanii jirtanii. Eeyyeen yoo rakkattanii jirtaniif furmaata harkaa isinii qabna. Aappii Smart 911 fayyadamuudhaan odeeffannoo kanneen argachuu ni dandeettan. Karaa aappii kanaatiin ergaa SMS, iimeelii, bilbila yookiin akeekkachiisa balaa tasaa bilbila kanarratti ergamu argachuu dandeettu. Akeekkachiifni ifaa fi bilisaa kun immoo bilbila naannoo keessanii irratti isiniif ergama. Maarree rakkoo kana jalaa bahuudhaaf homaa osoo hin turin hardhuma gama minneapolismn.gov/alert deemuudhaan galmaaha.